Welcome back to the Morning Blend. We often ask our guests on this show, what do you hate to spend money on? A lot of people will say any type of medical cost, and that includes insurance for sure.
Absolutely. Those prices are insane sometimes. Well, joining us now to help you spend as little as possible is Tom Qualley, the CEO of Sovereign Select, an independent insurance agency specializing in Medicare supplements. Good to see you, Tom.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we love having you on because I think it's a great conversation for people. Nobody likes spending too much money on Medicare stuff or health, fees and costs, and that's really what you've been doing for a long time here on the show, is helping people lower that, right?
That's true. I've been doing the show for, what, 4 years? Approximately, once a month. First Wednesday of every month, to be exact. So keep watching.
Mark it down.
Mark it on your calendar. Actually, Medicare supplements specifically, they are actually going up in price more on average than they have probably in the last 20 years. So there's a lot of things that I could go into that are probably causing that, but I'm not going to. Basically, the point is the rates are going up. People are going to notice it. They're going to get letters saying, oh, your rate's going up. And the best thing to do is just stay informed. Give me a call at Sovereign Select, and basically what we'll do is we'll just walk you through the steps and compare the other plans out there and see what we can do to lower the cost. Because, with some of the tricks that people don't really understand is there's always new plans that are kind of evolving into new markets. And when those plans go into new markets, they come in at very low rates. So people can change into a much lower rate probably I would say every 2 or 3 years.
Okay. And this is important to note for people who are saying, okay, but what does that cost for you to compare plans, or what all is involved in that? You don't pay anything for Tom to research independent companies and find out what is the best plan for you in terms of coverage and find one that saves you the most money. And I think that's important to note. It's hard to be informed about stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's complicated. There's a lot of things that people don't understand, but because you're so familiar with it, I would think that gives people a lot of peace of mind.
It does. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. It's kind of second nature to me. A lot of times with the Medicare supplement changes and saving money on the Medicare supplements, it's really over the phone. A lot of the companies that I deal with now are, they do online enrollments or phone enrollments. So it's pretty cut and dry with Medicare supplements because they really all work exactly the same in the state of Wisconsin. So when you're moving from plan to plan, you're not changing your benefits at all. The coverage is going to be the same. There's no network of doctors that you have to follow to see. You can see any doctor nationwide that accepts Medicare. Basically, all you're trying to do, the goal is just to save a few bucks and put some money back in your pocket.
Yeah, and sometimes with those supplements to help pay co-pays, you save people thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, on average, a person is going to save at least $600 a year.
That's a lot of money.
That is
on a fixed income for anyone. I'll take $600.
It's good to, it's good for me to help people save a little bit of money to put back into their retirement.
When you're often here when it's around an enrollment time, as we approach an enrollment period, but I think it's important because you always tell us, people are turning 65 every month.
Yeah.
So it's important to get in touch with you if you're about to turn 65 or you're turning 65 soon.
Yeah. The rule is approximately 3 months ahead of the time you're about to turn 65. We have, with the baby boomer generation, I think it's 350 million baby boomers each year that are turning 65 nationwide. So there's a ton out there. If you're losing your group health insurance coverage from work, if you're turning 65 and going on to Medicare, if you have an individual plan and going on to Medicare, give me a call.
I remember when my mom turned 65 and she sat down, and I just remember being very confusing. And, and even for me, because I didn't understand it. And I remember her writing things and really having to have somebody kind of come with and go over it with her.
Yeah.
Do you really take the time to spell things out and go over it again if people have more questions?
Yeah, my average meeting probably lasts on average an hour to 2 hours, depending on how many questions a person has. I'll take as much time as it takes for a person to understand it. And basically what we do, our process is very simple, and I've been doing the same thing for years. We basically walk them step by step through Medicare Part A and Part B, traditional Medicare supplements, Part D prescription drug plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. And as we go through that, we really customize a plan to suit the specific person that I'm meeting with.
Yeah, because everyone has different health needs. And will you sit down with the family too if they want to be present?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's not and like you said, it's not a one-size-fits-all deal. So, you know, one plan might not be good for this person, but it might be good for the other. So, you know, we take that into account and definitely work with each person's specific needs.
Talk just quickly, if you would, about the Affordable Care Act.
Sure.
The open enrollment period is now over. So what do people need to know about that?
Yeah, the open enrollment period's been over since, you know, the end of March, but there are some special election periods or special times where people can enroll. So if they're losing coverage, their income changes, they get married, they have a child, they get divorced, those are some times that people can enroll in a traditional, what's now considered a traditional health insurance plan. Outside of the open enrollment period. The open enrollment period is typically October 15th to December 7th, but outside of that there are some special times. Now if a person does not have health insurance, but they also do not have the opportunity to get a special enrollment period, they can buy short-term coverage, which is just short-term major medical insurance that'll get them through until the end of the year.
Okay.
The nice thing about this short-term coverage, it is much less expensive than a traditional plan. I mean, we're probably talking an eighth of the cost.
Okay.
So it's very, very affordable.
I think that's important because some of those traditional ones are 300 some plus, you know, these days for people.
They are pricey. They're very expensive for people with higher incomes. If your income is lower or middle income, there are subsidies also, and it's based on a tier level. So the lower your income, the better off you're going to be.
Okay. Well, here's the information for Tom at Sovereign Select. He'll meet with you in the office or out at your location, at your home, at your kitchen table. Brookfield is where he's located. 262-641-4111 is the phone number to call Tom and make an appointment. Again, no cost for those consultations. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
And we'll be
Don't
right
forget
back.
the cookies.
Yeah, forget
Oh, yeah.
he loves cookies.
Chocolate chip, right?
Nice chocolate chip, oatmeal,
Oatmeal
peanut butter.
raisin.
Yeah.
That's great.
All of the above. We'll be right back after the break.